started. Lovely traders, team, friends, and family. Oh, the light's on. Why is that light on? Did Jeremy do a little bit of futures trading last night? As a possibility, but it's a brand new day. So let me get that light off for a second. There we go. Okay. I'll turn that light back on if things go extremely well today. Let's see what happens. But yeah, some interesting things out there in the market for sure, team. Really, really wild. And my advice to those people on that call was to not be in GameStop. You probably want to sell it. It was at $500 pre-market. It went to 513. So Wes says, I feel like we're in a dystopia. I wish I owned GameStop. Yeah, I get it, man. It's amazing how quickly it moved, and it will be a very fun day tradable event. You know, there are going to be some volatility, but it will come back to earth. There absolutely will be a time that it happens. People definitely bought it yesterday. A lot of people bought it yesterday, and I do think it'll go higher than the high of today. I do. I think there's going to be some more volatility. And there's gonna be some opportunities to make some money on it if we get the opportunity, but we will see what happens and we'll find out what occurs. But it's going to be interesting. It'll be very intriguing to see how this all plays out. But I can't avoid the excitement that is GameStop. I totally understand it. It is really intriguing, and yeah, we will have it on the list today. So we'll keep it on there. We'll see what it does. We'll just keep tabs on it. We'll go from there. There are a lot of good gaps out there today. Obviously, we got to talk about Tesla. Tesla down on earnings a little bit, not a lot. It's down 4.6%. So it is down, but I actually loved the earnings. I liked a lot about what they did, what they said, the releases, the information. Their margins are declining a little bit, but they did really well, in my opinion. Now, I am a Tesla bull permanently, but there are always times where I can realize that there are times where the market, you know, the stock can go down. So what I'm going to do is I'll be watching Tesla today. This purple line is the 20 EMA, which you can actually already see pre-market. It did trade down to and bounce. So we have already bounced down here. I don't know if I'm going to trade Tesla today as far as a day trade is concerned, but I can tell you this. If you do trade it, you probably should be looking at it to go long. You probably should be watching for some bull trades. There will be some nice short opportunities later in the day, and we'll see what it does. But later in the afternoon, you might get a good short on it. I don't know if you're going to want to short it early this morning. It has a small gap down. The trend is still bullish, and it should be really interesting to see what happens. Mustafa says, I heard that Robinhood stopped buying GameStop and AMC. What's the impact? Well, very simple. Everyone's going to start selling it. That's the impact. All right. Brokers are not allowing it to be bought. And I actually think that that's a travesty. I think that's the most ridiculous thing of all time. I think that's asinine. I think that's insane. I think that is so frustrating and horrific that we can't take advantage of that. But that does show you that, yes, you know, there are small groups of people on Reddit and on the internet that can impact the world. That's the quote of Margaret Mead, right? Don't ever think that a small group of dedicated and focused citizens are the ones that can change the world, because really that's the only person who does. I totally butchered that quote, but it's something to that extent. And yes, I'm really extremely excited about what Reddit did, and I think it's awesome. But it's very frustrating to me that they shut down Reddit, that they took away that subreddit, that the brokers have banned the trading of the instruments. I think it's very annoying, but yeah, I mean, most of the people who are buying it on Webull and Trade Zero and Robinhood, and you know, TD Ameritrade shut down trading early on it yesterday. I do have some put sales on GameStop. I did get those in the other day, so we'll see what happens. But Jay says it's not the broker, it's the market maker, Citadel. Yes, it's not the broker. Like, it's not them doing it, but they're getting pressure from the higher ups. You know, Ron, unfortunately, that's kind of the most accurate statement of the day. Ron says, shutting down what you don't agree with is now the new normal. Yeah, it's kind of upsetting and frustrating, but that is so correct. That is so correct. Welcome to 2021. I don't like what you say, so I'm just going to ban you from saying it. All right, so Tesla's going to go on the list, team. Now, silver. So silver is getting a short squeeze as well. I actually like this gap on silver. I like silver. I like trading silver long term. This is a good buy zone. This is a distribution phase on silver, so that you guys are aware. I want us all to be very cognizant that silver is starting to get ready to explode. It won't necessarily happen immediately from now, but this was a base. This was a multi-year accumulation level that we have broken out of. We went into a public participation phase, into a distribution phase, and this will go higher over time, I think. John says silver is what got you interested in the first place. Yes, this is true. This was the start. This was Jeremy right here, team. Right there. 2011. Boink. 48.35. That was Newsom. All the Newsom. Now, the cool stock is ticker symbol AG. I have no idea what's happening with AG. But Adonis, you're my new hero. Adonis said, no, that's the old some. That's funny. You know what? You know what I'm going to do on that, Adonis? That made me laugh, and I appreciate that. I'm going to give you a gift. So this is a true story. I'm not making this up. A gentleman by the name of Paul reached out to me last night, and Paul said, hey, Jeremy, I've made so much money already this week from your hedging with options course that I want to buy a hedging with options course for someone else. So Adonis, you are the recipient of that. So Paul just bought you the hedging with options program. And I don't know what other community buys other gifts for other people, but it happens all the time here at RLT. It's really, really wild. So if you can email me, because I know you're not a member of RLT yet. If you can email me, jeremy@reallifetrading.com, I'll get the add to your dashboard. I'll let Paul know. So I appreciate that, man. That was a very funny comment. I like that. So you're absolutely right. That was the old me. The old me. Steven says, bro, there is still money at GameStop 100 puts expiring tomorrow. Yep. Adonis says, tell Paul, thank you. Absolutely. I will. Definitely will. So yeah, First Majestic Silver. This is a huge, huge, huge gap, and I will not be shorting this gap. This is, again, an actual company that does things, and it's insane to me that it's up 44%. I have no idea why it's up that much, but I will not be shorting it today. It's kind of like Beyond Meat, in full transparency. If it just sells off all day, I'm going to miss it. Okay. This is the sell-off that Beyond Meat had, and I missed all of it, and I'm okay with missing all of it. I didn't make a single dime from that sell-off because, well, that's the only one that has. Of all these weird random companies that are gapping up massively, that was the one that did. So this is not over, by the way. This whole Reddit pump up companies thing, that's not over. This is going to keep happening for a few more weeks. You're going to have random companies that are doing it. And I did spend way, way, way too much time last night trying to find out what stocks I could do this with. I was trying to figure out what stocks can we participate in. The one that kept coming to mind was Smile Direct. It actually does have a lot of volume and a decent short float and a lot of people trading, and it looks like this could break out relatively soon. But ticker symbol AG doesn't have as much volume necessarily as Smile Direct, but there are going to be some short squeezes out there, guys. And I think the whole Reddit team and group of people, once they realize that they can do this, I don't think it's going to stop for right now. And I don't know the implications other than this. There is one implication I can be quite confident of. It will not end well. Because what people don't realize is that if you get a bunch of people to buy a stock and then those people start making money, eventually they're going to want to sell it. Eventually they're going to want to sell it. And when they sell it and everyone starts selling, it will go down very quickly. Someone's going to be left holding some bags. So First Majestic is on the list for sure. American Airlines is also getting pumped. Now this one is definitely not Reddit. All right. American Airlines, like this is one that people are getting on an expectation of that happening, right? That's what's going to happen now is people are going to start getting into stocks, expecting them to get pumped up. But American Airlines is, I do not think capable of that type of move, but is a lot of shorts. That's really what's happening is people who are short these garbage companies like American Airlines are buying out. Right. All these hedge funds, all these big institutions, all these companies are like, I'm terrified. Let me close my shorts. And this is a lot of what's happening. They're scared and they don't want to get wrecked. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And it's going to be, it'll be interesting. Jason says American Airlines did beat earnings, i.e. they lost more than everyone expected. Got it. So again, I'll put it on the list, but American Airlines, this is my guess on it today. My guess is it actually will probably bounce up into like 24 and then most likely fade back down a little bit today. I'll put it on the list, right? The best way to trade names like this and moves like this when they're big companies like AG and American Airlines that are up numerous, like 20, 30, 40% is focus on just that stock and be in and out, be aggressive, be quick, be really zoned in. But it's going to be extremely hard to do that with a large group of people. If you want to focus on just one stock, I think that stock could be AMD, right? I think you could do nothing other than just trade AMD every day for the rest of your life and do quite well in the market. But I won't be trading American Airlines today, most likely. Alexis says, so buy every airline that's up 40%. Yeah. Oh man, it's wild. Josh says, can you check out CureVac for a possible trade? Yep. CureVac, CVAC. So CureVac, this was supposed to be the game changer, the life changer, the world changer, the stock of stocks, the company of companies. And it is, again, it's going to do pretty much what GameStop and the rest of them will eventually do, which is have bigger pullbacks. You're gapping down into a very strong support, and you're gapping down into the 100 simple moving average. The 100 simple moving average is 75, 76. This one could get bought up, right? It is gapping down into the into the IPO high, into the IPO resistance. This stock actually doesn't have amazing volume. So it's going to be a little hard to trade. By a little hard to trade, it probably will be hard to short. It will be a little difficult to play. But CureVac, I mean, if you're looking at playing it, I actually could see a really good reasoning for a long. But the long would be a very quick-lived long. And if it rolls back over, this would actually be an island reversal, which would not be good for CureVac, in my opinion. So expect some lower moves on this one. Welcome to Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines, we'd love to have you. LUV is gapping up a little bit, mostly because of American Airlines. And, people are excited about potentially flying once the vaccine thing happens and everyone can be cured and no one can get COVID anymore until the next vaccine that comes out, probably 2.5 years from now. So Southwest gapping up. It's okay. It's okay. Again, you could absolutely be snagging some bull positions on it. I just think it's going to be a quick boom, bang, and then fizzle for the rest of the day. That's just my thoughts. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying if I'm looking at playing airlines, that's what I would do is just, if you're going to play an airline, zone into that airline. Look at it, trade nothing but that, and then boom, in and out, move on, make your moves, and that's pretty much it. So Southwest, that's something to kind of keep your eyes out for and just watch if you're looking at playing it. So Delta, right? All the airlines. It is Transportation Thursday. So what a perfect day for Transportation Thursday. But yeah, Delta's also gapping. These are good gaps. I'm not denying that at all. They are good gaps, right? It's just they've already made most of their move, and you could see the run up already happened really, really nicely, and then they have a big drop. So I don't foresee it just slowly marching all the way back up into here today. John Thaxton says it's a full moon, baby. Full moon. I like it. We all know what that means, I think. Square. So Square had a good pullback into the 100. High wave candle, cute little gap. There will be some buying coming into Square today, I think, right? You had some shorts come in and Square kind of gapping up, doing its thing. Let it trade up into this resistance, most likely. And just keep in mind that this is a high, right? 210. So if you're playing it in and out, be quick about it. Understand the buy low, sell high principle. This is high, this is low. Okay. So if you're buying up here, you're buying high. If you're buying down here, you're buying low. This is sell high, this is buy low. All right. Just something to keep in mind. I know it seems obvious when I draw it, but I have to remind myself of that every day when I trade by myself. Visa. So Visa is actually up a little bit. This is a stock that will go higher over time. I think we all know that. It's Visa. So yes, it is down, and it has a great pullback, but it's not like people are not just going to stop using their Visa cards. All right, Visa will continue to be a company, I promise. This one's down 12%, and they are gapping up a little bit. So relatively nice gap on Visa. I'm going to watch this one because Visa owes me 1 R. Visa owes me an R. Full disclosure, guys, I did lose a day trade on January 14th on Visa. I lost an R. Tried to buy it off the 100, and guess what happened? It did not bounce. It did not bounce. It just kept going lower and lower and lower, and then it retested. Just kept going. This is a really good trap. I think a lot of people probably tried to short it below this hammer. So I'm going to watch Visa today for a long, definitely. All right. Edgar says, what's your thoughts on the broader market, SPY and Qs overall? I would love a pullback. A bigger pullback, most likely the same analysis, Edgar, that I mentioned yesterday in the afternoon room. We're likely going to retest. This is a retest gap. We're probably going to trade back up into here before going a little bit lower. And if we close above the high of this candle, we're just going to keep going. So I am still bullish on the market without question. I want a pullback, absolutely. But I think we are going to get a slight retest before going a little bit lower. That's my thoughts, at least. I think today and maybe the next day might be that retest. So we'll see. But yeah, man, I'm still very bullish on the market. I just think that we're going to retest this hammer candle. We're going to get a little bit of buying, and then we're probably going to get a little bit of dropping too. So it'll be good to have some hedges out there. Okay. So decent list, much smaller than yesterday. Let's see what we got. Let's pop over here. And we got cost is gapping up 89% again. NCTY is up huge. Why not? AMCX. People don't even know what that is. They're just buying it because they think it's AMC. AMC Networks, they think it's the same thing. It's gapping up. It was up huge yesterday. That's funny. Wow. JS says, can you look at DocU? Yeah, DocU back to the 100 simple moving average, which is a really good spot to buy. And I'm sure some of you bought it yesterday. So it is gapping up today. I'm sure a lot of you bought some yesterday, sold some puts, and cool. DocuSign, I mean, on a dip, JS today and or tomorrow would be a really nice play. I think this is a longer term spot to be in DocuSign. So if you're playing it longer term, I think this area does make sense to me, at least. All right, Comcast. Comcast is a nice gap up. I'll put that on the list. There's definitely some people trapped on Comcast. Ride, RIDE. So Ride had a huge move yesterday. It also had a really perfect gap the other day, which I believe was Tuesday, when a lot of people were making money on Lordstown Motors. So if you're playing Ride, it is gapping up today. It's very, very small gap. Let it pull back. And then I know it sounds crazy. I know I'm on repeat. Buy the dip. Express, another one that had the squeeze yesterday. So Express had a short squeeze. It was at $1. Now it's at 10. That's amazing. Went from $1 to $10 in 2 days. I mean, here's all I can say on Express. Support is at 583. Resistance is 1188. Support resistance is here at 821. If you're playing Express, buy it down here. If you're selling it, sell it up here. Risk reward on Express is it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's up 1,000%, in the last 2 weeks. So should be great, right? Corsair Gaming's. So Corsair, a lot of people want to get into this one yesterday, and it did pull back, right? So a lot of people were like, Jeremy, I want to buy Corsair. And that's when I was at 50. I was like, well, how about you just wait for it to pull back into old resistance, new support, and buy it down there. And that's what it did. So it did pull back to that level. So if you're in, awesome. Sebastian says, do you use TD? Yes, sir, I do. I do indeed. Yeah, brother. TD. In fact, it is on my other computer monitor. So there it is. This is it. So yeah, man. All the time, all day, or a day. All right, Fastly, FSLY. Fastly, great job, Edward Lynn, selling your calls on the gap fill. Good job, Matt DeLong, selling your call options. A lot of traders got into some collars yesterday on Fastly. Just a great time to do it. So very well done. As far as a day trade, I would wait unless you're just doing something internally, right? On a 5-minute chart, if you want to play it, you can play anything. Stanley Black and Decker. This is actually a good gap. I like this. That's a really good one to follow. Stanley Black and Decker, one of my favorite gaps of the day. The rest are just going to be really intriguing to watch. Michael Loman says Facebook. Depeche says, do you ever buy a breakout pattern? Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely will play breakouts. So Facebook had a great retest yesterday, pulled into the 100. Earnings are amazing. It had a big dip yesterday and is about to go red to green. So red to green, that's a pretty big deal on Facebook. Big drop and then has gotten bought up. It just traded down to the 100 and then is getting bought back up. So long story short, you can't really be bearish on Facebook. I don't know why anyone would be bearish on Facebook. They have Instagram, they have WhatsApp, and they have Facebook. So you probably are on one of those 3 things. So yeah, buy low, sell high. Long term, Facebook is a good hold. Day trade, I would wait. UVXY, Alexis, I mean, this is always tradable. This is a inverse position. So this goes up when the market goes down. And this is good to day trade, or maybe if you want to have a little bit of piece of this as a swing trade, you can do that. It's very fun when the market's dropping. So if you can't short a stock, or if you don't know how, or don't have the ability, or you're trading an IRA or whatever, you want to day trade, you can day trade something like this, UVXY. But in general, that's the only way I normally take is day trade it or very short-term swing. But for today, I would just probably wait. Brandon says Robinhood and Interactive Brokers restricting trading stonks and options on GameStop. Yeah, man. I was talking about that earlier this morning. It's too bad. It is too bad. EXTR, Extreme Networks. Extreme Networks, great gap. I like that gap a lot. That's a good one. I'll put that on the list. And we got 5 minutes until market opens. Daniel wants me to look at NNOX. NOX, NanoX Imaging. There it is, breaking out. Speaking of breaking out, somebody was asking me that earlier. That's the breakout pattern right there. Very pretty one. Yeah, if you're long on this one, Daniel, I think you are. I think you've messaged me this one before. I'd hold on to it, dude. It looks really good. It looks nice. It looks strong. Pfizer? Pfizer. What's Pfizer doing? Pfizer, nothing. It's Pfizer. It did have a little bit of a run up during the December, time frame, and then right now it's just doing Pfizer stuff. So Pfizer doesn't really do much long term. You can always day trade it. It's very, 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 very liquid, but it doesn't really move that much. So let it pull back into the long-term moving averages. And if you want to play it, play it. Humana, ticker symbol HUM. So Humana, this was the analysis that I set up for a specific gentleman as far as potentially buying some shares on a pullback. So I'll put that in the chat pane for my boy Andres. Humana absolutely needs a little bit of a pullback, and it is getting one. Here's the weekly chart. Weekly chart looks a little double topish. Obviously, long term, Humana will be absolutely fine, but it does seem like Humana would like to pull back more. So if you're playing it, you want to probably buy it a little bit lower on that one. Chris says, good morning, dude. You're amazing. Thanks, bro. You are amazing, man. If I'm amazing, you're amazing because you're here with me. KOSS doing the GameStop thing, right? It went up to 160, 170, and is pulling back. Again, these stocks will not always go up. There will be some time where some selling comes in. So just something to keep in mind. Lottie says Baba is all right. Yeah, so Baba had an interesting move. I do have an option that expires this Friday, I believe at 255. So that might expire in the money today or tomorrow. I might get called away on Baba, and if I do, I'll just go buy something really good like, I don't know, costs probably. Maybe buy AMC Networks, just one of these companies that are really, really surging. Obviously a joke. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, Alibaba long term, it's absolutely a good dip buying opportunity, especially if it gaps down on earnings, would be killer. Nikola hit a target yesterday. We did look at this one a lot yesterday, NKLA, and we did have a few people trade it after it consolidated into here and then broke out. So that was actually a really nice move on Nikola. So it ran up nicely and traded to a target, which was the 200 simple moving average on the daily. So we got 2 minutes left, team. Here's what I like a lot. I do like Stanley Black & Decker if we're going to be day trading. I'm just going to see if it opens up here. Volume on the pre-market is pretty light. Visa, I want to watch for a day trade. AMD, I like to watch for a trade every day, and today is no different. Comcast, I will watch because maybe. EXTR, I'm also going to watch. There's a relatively okay gap on that one. So we're just going to see what it does. GameStop, I'm having on the list out of curiosity. AMC out of curiosity. Both of them will go lower today. Tesla is going to be very choppy all day long. Right? AG, again, just what the heck is it going to do? No idea. It's up way too large to be buying it up here, but we'll see. And then, yeah, we got a nice little list. Nokia, yeah, Nokia. Even Nokia was up a lot yesterday. It was up a lot, and is pulling back. So David Portnoy has like $1 million in Nokia, GameStop, and AMC, and he'll be a little bit upset today, maybe, but probably not. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he won't be upset. Just $1 million. Who cares? Who cares? Okay, Jumanji, aka JMIA. So Jumia is just hanging out. I'm selling some covered calls on Jumia today. That was there is some premium up there. So I'm selling February 70 covered call. February 70. I mean, that's $13 away unless I'm relatively bad at math on JMIA, because why not, right? February for $5.50. $5.50. You're hearing that correct. That is a lot. Okay. Back over to SWK. So Stanley Black & Decker did gap up. I actually really do like this light amount of volume. If I go long, we can. Again, this is just day trading. When I day trade, team, the goal realistically is open the accounts, see if I can snag a quick cash flow creational opportunity, see if I can make an R or two, put it in my pocket, and move on. That's generally what I'm trying to do when I day trade, right? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's about just adding the skill set, right? Having it, knowing that you can use it whenever you need it. There are some days where it's very, very, very good to be a day trader. Visa is a good gap. Again, guys, I'm not gonna get caught sleeping on Visa. We'll be watching that most of the day to see if we can catch a pullback or something. Comcast is just gonna hang out. Extreme Networks, still a good gap. I'm actually gonna put Extreme Networks on another list. Give me 1 second. Robert says, Thinkorswim won't load charts. Big surprise. Big surprise. Huge surprise. But yeah, it's working for me all right, at least so far. Okay, so AMD is pulling back. If we're going to play AMD long today, it's probably going to be around 88. Right down here. So if I do play AMD long, it'll be down here around 88. So we're going to be watching that just to see what happens. Just to see. All right, PLTR. So PLTR hanging out. There's some people in this one. There's a lot of volume, big volume expansion on this one. So Palantir, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I think that some people could potentially be excited about that one. I don't know. We'll have to see over time. Brian says skills, SKLZ. So skills. This one, I mean, it isn't an uptrend. Can't argue that fact. You do have a pre-market hammer and you do have some good buying volume. I can put on the list. Brian, if you end up playing it, let me know how, and I can watch it for you. And again, folks, don't be upset if I don't get a chance to look at your pick on the day. I won't be able to get to everyone's. I know I'm going to miss some people. It's not intentional. So I am sorry if I miss your trade, but yeah, it's not on purpose. Thomas says AMC and GME halted. Sorry, AG and GME halted. Yeah, that'll keep happening a few times. AMC is also halted. There you go, Wall Street Bets. You forgot. You forgot that you don't own this stuff. Ron says, what are your thoughts on Shopify's movement today? I mean, I like Shopify. I really, really love Shopify down here, but this is a good time to maybe start accumulating very small size, literally a share or two up at this old resistance, new support. If you want to be in small size of Shopify, and this is obviously the best spot to buy, it would be down here. We'll see if that actually happens or not, but you know, time will tell. Time will tell. All right, so Visa, this is a 3-minute chart on Visa. You do have a little bit of a bear hammer. So we'll see how this bear hammer closes. I would really, really prefer to close bearish. Nope, I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to. But we'll see. John says Schwab won't let me trade ZI in order to help reduce market volatility. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Dennis says, what about Blackberry? Blackberry's garbage. Absolutely horrific. Terrible in every way possible. But if you want to play it, you can play anything with a good risk mitigation. As far as a day trade is concerned, it actually doesn't look bad. Dennis, you're absolutely right. Daniel says, long Bitcoin, short the banks. Hey, man, I am one of those equations. I am long Bitcoin. I'm not short banks, though. So Bitcoin, Blackberry, if you're day trading it, actually is not a bad setup. It is a trapping candle. It should be a trap, but people probably will, ironically enough, buy this dip. It looks pretty similar to how we analyzed and traded plug yesterday. So one of my rules, now this is one of my day trading rules. If I pull up a stock for the first time and haven't already done analysis on it, right? If I pull up a stock for the first time and haven't done analysis on it, I must, and I have to wait at least 5 minutes before I can trade it. So therefore, I am waiting on Blackberry. I got to wait 5 minutes. It's just one of my rules. I found it to be a good rule that helped me with my impulsiveness. So we'll keep a very close eye on it. But yeah, we could definitely buy Blackberry. I mean, for a day trade, you could day trade anything. It doesn't mean it's going to work, but long term, yeah, Blackberry is a dumpster fire. All right, SWK. So that one didn't break higher, which is fine. Comcast, I'm still watching. Visa, okay. So I'm waiting for some bear candles to come in on Visa. We're getting some bear candles. I'd really like to buy it off the high of yesterday, would be preferred. I don't want to buy a breakout, but I will if I have to. I'd really prefer to buy it at around 198. Jim says, do you still like SPOK? We're in SPOK. Yes, sir. So we got filled yesterday at open. So we actually are profitable on it. We got filled at 169.96. So I'm in it. Bob says ABMD. What was that? A Biomed? A Biomed. Yep. Oh, what a gap. Nice. That is a good gap. It's already up 15% in 15 minutes, 10 minutes. I'll put on the list, Bob, see if we get a pullback of some magnitude and of some sort. I don't know if we will, but hey, it's worth watching just in case we do. Let's see what happens. Edgar says, what do you think about this Disney short setup? On a swing trade, I'd rather day trade it, honestly, Edgar, than swing trading. If that's a day trade, then yeah, looks good. Daniel says AMWL, interesting pullback. No, it's very normal pullback, very obvious pullback. Extremely, extremely normal, very, very predictable, absolutely beneficial, was needed to happen, right? Went from 25 to 40, 43 in a week. Everyone who's in American Well collared their positions up here, right? Sold calls and bought puts or sold their shares for a profit. Either way, but yeah, American Well, very normal, very obvious, very simple pullback. Edward says, where would you sell a put against your collar? Where would you sell a put? So you mean a bear put spread, a super collar, 31 or lower? 31 or lower. All right. Extreme Networks. This thing did gap. It did open up here. This is a possibility. Volume is a little light on this one, so I'm not going to be running out the gate. It's also a little bit of a cheaper stock, but this could end up being a pretty cool swing trade. So let me go ahead and just add that to the list for today. There we go. And we'll come back to it later. All right, AMD, again, if you're looking at playing AMD, you're probably going to be playing it around 88.91, something like that. Most likely buying it a little bit on the lower side. Again, doesn't mean it's going to work, but that's what I'm waiting for. If it pulls down there, 87.91 by 86.91 looks like a very nice risk reward to me. Looks like a very, very pretty short. We'll see if it gets down there. It probably won't, but I'll watch it just in case. Pablito says, Jay, to hedge with inverse ETFs, do you have a preference between SDX or SPSX? I don't have a preference at all. Yeah, man. Valid question. Super valid question. All right. So those are all halted. Tesla, again, if you're playing Tesla, you're more long than short, I would assume. I would assume you're looking at playing longs on Tesla rather than shorts, but just realize it will be choppy today. I don't think it's going to move super, super clean. So it pulled down to the 20, which is obviously probably a buying location, right? In my opinion, I do think the dip gets bought. It's the first time that it's interacted with the 20, and earnings are actually quite good. They were. So I think this is going to recover. I think Tesla will eventually go higher from here. I mean, let me rephrase. It's without question, Tesla will eventually go higher from here. Without question. But will they do it today and how much? I'm not entirely sure. But I wouldn't really be shorting it. I'd probably be looking for longs. I think longs are a better play. American Airlines, I'm not going to trade right now. Skills. This is actually an interesting play. I like this breakout. Somebody was asking me earlier, do I take breakouts? This would be one of those scenarios where I would. That's a tweezer top on a 5-minute chart and a bullish trend gap and go inside candle. Stop below the 10 EMA on the daily chart. Okay. Tweezer top on a 3 and 5-minute. Well, we got 9,000 shares on average. That's almost $1. Okay, that's not outrageous. Let me see if that candle can close bearish, and if it does, I think I'll trade that. All right, American Airlines, Blackberry. So again, I know my rule on Blackberry bit me in the Blackberry today, but the good news is if you are in, congratulations. So I forget who requested this one, right? For a day trade, it's obvious. It's very simple. Massive bear volume, and it just broke out higher. Type in a 1 if that looked exactly like plug yesterday. No ones. Okay, there's a lot of similarities. So I'll go show you. We'll go look at plug. So PLUG. So this was plug yesterday, right? Here's the very, very first bear candle. So look at the bear candle. Look at all the volume. Tons of bear volume, bearish candle on a strong, presently strong uptrending company. Bullish candle gapping down, should be a bear trap, isn't, right? Bull candle gapping down, should be a bear trap, isn't. Big bull, bear volume at the open. Bull candle gapping down below open, should be a bearish trap, isn't. First candle, huge bearish volume, take the break above that. Now, type in a 1 if you can see the similarities, right? Study that, ladies and gentlemen, because all this stuff is just patterns. It's just patterns. Now, again, I know I didn't take Blackberry because my rule says if I did not take a stock, if I haven't analyzed a stock before market open, I have to wait at least 5 minutes because that just makes me less impulsive, right? Otherwise, I'll trade everything all day. The goal is to simply be able to create a pattern, a recognitionable, is that a word? I don't think so. Recognizable pattern that you can exploit when you see it. Joel says, we can make it a word. We have the technology. This is true. All right. So let me see if skills can close above here, because the volume on this one is just a little on the thin side. 98 by 18 is how we'll trade it. Let's see if it can close above here, and I'll get in on a pullback most likely. Stanley Black & Decker, I'm going to watch. Visa. So again, I would really prefer Visa at 200, or sorry, 198. Comcast, I'm going to watch. EXTR. AMD is not going to get to that level. Too bad. Too bad on AMD. This is going to end with a very nice inside candle today, most likely, and then eventually it's going to go higher. Obviously, eventually AMD is going to go higher. Activision, a little bit of a bull candle today. AG is hanging out. Game Stonk is opened up again and is bouncing. AMC is bouncing. Tesla, come on, Tesla. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Alexis says Amazon. Yeah, I had a big selling a day yesterday, but hey, at least it's getting a little bit bought up. Earnings. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. It's a big triangle, that's for sure. All right, Smile Direct. I do think if there's one stock I think we could pump, I think it'd be Smile Direct. I have a feeling, I think we could pump this one. If we want to, we'd all have to be committed. And then probably get arrested and fined and go to jail. You know, it's up to you. You get to decide. We can make a little money now and then go to jail for years later. You guys in? I mean, who doesn't want to make a little bit, like a little bit of money now, spend it for 2 to 3 years, and then go to jail for the rest of your life? Oh, that sounds awesome. Donna says, I'm out. I want to pass. I want a hard pass on that. Oh, Stanley Black & Decker. If it can close like this is absolutely going on my swing trade list. If it can close like that, that would be amazing. All right, back over to Skills. So Skills did close. I will set this trade up officially to buy the retest of a tweezer top. I mean, I would love to buy it where the stop is, though. Shoot. Like, this is such an obvious spot to have a stop. Man, that's so clean. Look at this hammer. Oh, boy. I can't ignore the hammer. I don't think this fills. But you know what? I'm going to throw it out there in case it does. Buy low, sell high. Let's do that. There's a very, very small chance this fills, but I'm going to throw it down there just in case. New official day trade on SKLZ. So again, I'm going to go into our official day trades and put that in there. Okay, go over here to day trades. Throw that in there. Okay, 28 SKLZ. This is a $1 stop loss, trying to buy the dip at 27.16 by 26.16. Really easy $1 stop loss. And again, I'll explain the reason I'm doing this at this price, just so that we're clear. But 27.16 by 26.16, the reason I'm putting my entry here is this is a gap pre-market. Here's your hammer pre-market. We've already gone from 25 to 28 in the last hour and a half. In case I'm bad at math, that's over 11%. Over 9,000. So I don't really want to buy it up here. Maybe it goes to 28.60 and 28, and then it gets a big dip, and then we get stopped out, and then it bounces. You know, that's what I'm trying to avoid on this one. So that's pretty much it. Also, I'll switch my screen, and I'll show you guys how you can set this up in Thinkorswim relatively easily. So if we type in SKLZ, right, skills, you don't have to go into a 5-minute chart to trade this, but you can. So this is the 5-minute chart. All you have to do, and at least this particular broker, is hover over the price that you want to get in, click on buy custom OCO bracket, right? Then it pre-fills at $1. You can change that pre-filling to really whatever you want, but that's kind of what I do is I'll pre-fill it, have my dollar preset. So there's my limit to buy. There's my stop loss. I don't really have a target right now, but let's just put it at, I don't know, 28.80. And that's it. It's a day order. So it should be good to go. And boom, confirm and send. It is in. So this is what it looks like when it's set up, right? 2,000 shares for me. And looking at buying it on a pullback, right? Entry down here, stop is $1 away, and target is up here. You can drag and drop these stops and entries as you want. So if I want to increase my stop, all I have to do is click on this and drag it up. If I want to click on this and drag it down, I can. But this is what the entry actually looks like in the platform. I can trade it from the platform directly. But again, right now, guys, I could walk away and be done from this trade. I don't have to do anything. I can walk away from this trade. I don't have to do anything. I'm either going to win or going to lose. But what I can say is for sure, I got my stop in place. I got a target in place. And now we get to find out what happens. So that's skills. Just to kind of give you like an update on FYI. Next one is EXTR, Extreme Networks. This is also a very nice gap on Extreme Networks. Good volume. Stock says, can you scale out and take profit with an OCO? Yes, sir. Absolutely. Very easy to do. Jay said, so nice. I have Thinkorswim and I don't know how to use it. Good to learn, man. It's a good platform to learn. It's very useful. When it works, it's super useful when it works. Super useful when it works. All right, Blackberry pulling back into that level, and then a Biomed, we'll see what it does. Right now, we have SKLZ again. Good job not buying high. That was smart. And just trying to see if we can buy a little bit of a pullback on this one. So again, here's the broad market SPY, right? Retesting. Right now, you're retesting the low of this day here. That's that hammer candle. So retesting that low. Wow. Visa has a pennant, says Falco. So Visa, I do like Visa long. I'm going to be keeping a very close on it. I would love it at 199, but it looks like it might break out before that. In which case, if it does break out, I'll try to buy a pullback, but I got to keep a close eye on it. Totally understand why it would be a good trade. Don't know if it would or not, but we'll see. We shall see. Gonna watch it to see how it closes. Okay, Smith and Comcast. Extreme Networks is interesting. This is a very pretty pattern, right? It took out the bear volume on the first 3-minute candle. If you go to a 5-minute candle, it's a good volume bar there. It's just a little bit. The reason I'm not in this one is the volume is a little bit sparse. It's a little spready. It's a cheaper stock also. Snapchat, someone says, wow, Snapchat also had the drop and immediately the bounce back. Pinterest, the drop, immediate bounce back. Fuel Cell, continuing higher. Fuel Cell is just an absolute just monster. We'll put that on the list because if we can get a pullback on that one, Fuel Cell could easily continue higher. I mean, it's been an amazing, amazing bullish trend. An amazing bullish trend. Interesting stuff. Brian says OZON. Good bounce on this one. OZON, Ozone Holdings. Yep, this actually had a really cool pullback. If I go to its mother company, I think is this one, you actually see a really nice hammer right here on January 4th. So I would love a pullback into there, but the trend still looks pretty good. Alexis says Schwab is blocking the skills trade. That's weird. I wonder why. It's pretty strange. Why would it do that? I don't know. Lucas says Schwab's is not working. Robert says only mega caps allowed in Schwab. Well, that's lame. I don't want to trade that without all the people in Schwab. Hector says I'm having issues with a lot of stuff. Mike says Schwab is blocking a lot of stuff. This sounds like a rap song. Doug says Schwab's giving me that on everything I try. Well, that's lame. Adonis says try Schwab Mobile. Yeah, you could try Schwab Mobile for sure. All right, Fuel Cell, man, what a powerhouse. EXTR could be really interesting. AMD, Game Stonk, AMC Stonk, Tesla, American Airlines. So it hasn't run up yet. And again, I don't know if it will. It doesn't have to, but it certainly could. All right, Blackberry retrace into that level, and a Biomed. A Biomed looks pretty good. Joseph says, why does everyone call it stonk? Oh man, it's a stupid young internet thing, Joseph. Dumb young 18-year-old white kids on the internet. But if you guys make you feel better, here's it's an internet meme. because it's such a bad company, right? If it was called a stock is like, hey, this is an actual good company. That's hilarious. I've never seen that one before. That's funny. It actually looks like the stonk guy. So anyway, long story short, it's sarcasm, Joseph. It's not even sarcasm. Well, I guess it is, but it's this weird internet thing that came on, and just a random term. All right, so SKLZ skills. So we did have an entry to get in on that one. It does look like we missed it by a few pennies. And since some of you can't trade it anyway, here's how you cancel it. So what we're going to do is cancel this trade. I'm going to go back over here to Thinkorswim, and I'll show you how easy it is to cancel the order. So notice, you guys see, type in a 3 if you see how it almost filled, but it didn't quite. Right, so it almost filled, just not quite. And if it did, that's fine. We'd be up actually about half an hour right now. So here's all you have to do to cancel it is just click on this little guy right here, and now it's done. That's it. Off the board. Because this was the order that I wanted to get filled on. Cancel SKLZ. Another slight miss. Another slight miss on skills. Good try though, team. Good try. Someone says, look at AMD. It's down. Ooh, AMD. There we go. All right. So we can set AMD up. If you guys didn't already get in at 80, at 88. I mean, again, I think it's going to be an interesting place to buy it down here. 87.80 by 86.80 would be $1 of stop loss on AMD, right? You already had a little bit of a buying event yesterday. The 100 is still relatively far away. The 100 is at 80, let's call it 86. This is the 3-minute chart. So again, at least knowing not to buy it up here. I don't know if Jake Neal shorted AMD today or not, but we actually probably could get this lower. I think we can get this lower. Yeah, let's keep waiting on AMD. I think it can go down more. Sean says, why not just leave it for a bit more on skills? That's a good question. Good question, Sean. Normally, if I'm actively day trading, right, if I'm in front of the computer and I can see that I miss an entry by a few pennies, I just cancel it. I've noticed that it worked out a lot in my favor most frequently when I do it that way. Yeah. So if I just can't, like, if I miss it by pennies, I'll just cancel it, because normally, an example for skills at this point, if it breaks lower, right? Because this is I want to get filled in this level. If it breaks lower, now it'll just really break down. It'll come down to here, kind of a situation, because this is now a support level. And if this support level breaks, it's going to go lower. Peter says, you mean chasing doesn't work? It can sometimes, but you don't want to get in the habit of it. That's the unfortunate news. Yeah, the unfortunate is you don't want to get into a habit of chasing. Like this Visa, not a stonk, an actual company. Comcast looks good. Fuel cell, pretty strong. GameStop is going up to 480. Oh, it's amazing. I love the world. I love the world. It's so fun. Leah says, I have to get in again on GameStop. Best of luck, my dear. Best of luck. Reed says, AMD crushed earnings. Yep. They did. They did very, very well on earnings. So, you know, it's just high. It's just expectations. Everyone expected them to do well. They're already pretty high. I mean, you know, they made an all-time high a week ago. So just when expectations are high, man. They have good earnings. The market's, you know, it'll drop. Kind of like Tesla. Tesla had good earnings. SEC Limited. This has been an absolute monster. Very powerful company. Brian says, nice setup on SE. Yeah, it is. That's really pretty. Very pretty breakout. Nice retest, pulled back into old, you know, pre-market high, good volume. That is very nice. You can put on the list. We can absolutely watch it. Let me give it 5 minutes and see what it does. Visa, again, if I would play Visa, you know, again, if you're buying it, you want to buy a pullback because it is up, right? The broader markets are up a little bit. Fuel cell, I'm going to be watching fuel cell. EXTR, that was the entry need to be above the high of this candle. All right, AMD, I will watch it at this level for sure. I just think it could go a little bit lower, but this is not a bad support. This is the pre-market low down here, but yeah, this 87, this level right here is a very, very good level for sure. Absolutely is. So if you're buying it, I get it. I'm just going to wait just 2 or 3 minutes. I'm trying to be patient during the free week just to show you guys my patient skills. I'm flexing my patient skills. All right, so American Airlines, there it goes. It's dropping now. So it didn't even go higher. It's just fully retesting at this point. A Biomed. This is interesting. I mean, this thing can go higher. Wow, this is $372 a share. Jeez. Wow. Wow. Look at that gap. Jim says he filled on skills. All right. Sounds good, man. I canceled the order on SKLZ, but let's see if it bounces. Someone says Apple tweezer bottom. Dennis says, would you stay in ABMD if I was already in? Yes, I would. Yeah, Apple kind of got swept under the rugs with earnings. Like no one really talked about it. Again, I think Apple needs to pull down to 132 anyway. But tweezer bottom. Yeah, if that tweezer bottom breaks, Apple is going to be a little bit of a selly McSellerton today. You'll get a little bit of shorts again for a day trade, and it won't be a miraculous trade, but I don't think it's going to go up a lot if it breaks that support lower. I'll put Apple on the list. I'd love to do a little bit of an Apple day trade. It's been a while. Alexa says tweezer. Yep, the lows of these candles are the exact same. 138, 138, 138. So the lows of these candles are the exact same. To stop Apple to the penny takes a lot of money, Alexis. So if you have people who are buying here to the penny, if it breaks that, they're most likely going to get stopped out and the stock's going to go lower. Jim says, do you have a target on skills? So Jim, I canceled skills 8 minutes ago. If you are in and you want to hold it, I mean, the target will probably be up here somewhere. 2840, 2850, 2860. But yep. If it bounces, that will be a target. Higher highs, 2850, 2860, something like that. Stanley Black & Decker, absolutely going to keep an eye on this one. We might just set this up to break above here. This will be a pre-market break, which is a pretty easy setup for traders to understand. Going to keep an eye on this one for sure. Visa is strong. I do like Visa. Fuel cell. I know it sounds crazy, guys. This is an all-time high, isn't it? No, it's not an all-time high. It had that. Yeah, there you go. Okay, we have room to go up. I got to watch fuel cell up here. I know it sounds insane, but I mean, it's just been an absolute rocket ship. I won't be super aggressive with the entry, but I'm just going to keep an eye on it, see what it does. right? Apple, we'll see about it. AMD is, yes, AMD is buyable off of 88. Yep. DocuSign. That's a lot of pressure building on DocuSign. I agree. A lot of pressure. Pressure meaning higher lows, relative high. DocuSign could easily pop and do a quick little run. So let me throw that on the list and see if it'll wait 5 minutes for us. Although I do love DocuSign longer term. It is at a little bit of a resistance right now. So I'm just going to watch this one and keep a pretty close eye on it just to see what it does. Steph says WW is starting to work. Yeah, this is a swing trade that we've been in for about 2 weeks. WW International. So we'll see if that starts to bounce. But yep, we'll be able to hopefully lose smaller on that trade. Joseph says Morningstar reversal on AMD on the 5-minute chart. Yes, sir. That is a Morningstar reversal. Yep. At a good support level too. The 88 level is a good support. I did want to go a little bit lower, but I guess it's not going to. I guess it's not going to. All right, Blackberry. So now let's see this hammer. Keep a pretty close eye on Blackberry. Going to watch that for just a second. Again, just trying to flex my patient muscles for all of you beautiful people. All right, Stanley Black & Decker just popped. Okay. It did break out. So we've been waiting for this one. There's a little bit of a pricier one. 179. It needs to close above that resistance. All right, it's got to close above here. So again, let's give this 2 more minutes. If it can close above here, we'll do a limit buy. That's how you can confirm if a resistance has been broken, is with a close. All right, let's see if it can close above resistance. Fuel cell. All right, I'm going to keep a very close eye on this. Unbelievable how much fuel cell is going higher, but that would be the setup on fuel cell. If it can hold bearish for 2-3 more minutes. Okay, Apple, if it breaks down, we'll see. EXTR, Extreme Networks, not a very pricey stock, but a decent gap today. Really, really pretty. And it does look like it's going to go higher. So whatever Extreme Networks is, looks good. Joel says, I took this one today. Sorry, not Joel, Josh. So this is how Josh played EXTR. He took the entry above that 3-minute high, and he's now increased the stop. Nicely done, dude. Nicely done. Who took it? Someone took it. Josh took it. Someone took it. Good job, Protein Shake. Well done, well done. Again, if you are in skills at this point, if you stayed in, you could absolutely increase your stop really below the low of this candle. If it takes out this candle, it's going to go lower. So good cancellation. All right, so Stanley, here we go. Let's see if this candle can close on a 5-minute chart. It did close above there. A little bit of an upper shadow, but you did get a close. 179.69 by 176.69. That is a $3 stop loss. Okay, so new official day trade on SWK. So this is the one that we were watching. We've been keeping a close eye on it. Right, doesn't mean it's going to work just because I'm setting it up. SWK. All right. So trying to buy the pullback. If you did take the breakout, congrats. It was a nice breakout play, I feel like. 179.69 with a stop loss at 176.69. And target will probably be like 184-ish. If we get up there, I'll throw that in there for now. We'll see if it fills. 179.69, 176.69, $3. All right. Got it open. We'll see if it pulls back. I'll leave that open for a little bit. Does anyone have any questions on setting that trade up? Any questions? So while that's hanging out, Brian says, will I win? No idea, man. No idea. Probably not. It's usually a coin flip. Alexis says, basically a reentry of previous high support. Yep, that is correct. You got it. All right, so there's a pullback on Visa. That was needed. Comcast is starting to run as well. So I'm going to keep a very close eye on Comcast. Apple, we'll just keep an eye on it. Josh, great trade on Extreme Networks, man. Great trade. AMD is at that support. AG is halted. GameStonk is halted. AMC is halted. Tesla is not halted. Again, Tesla's just going to hang out most of the day. And then Blackberry. I just feel like the stock market shoots laser beams into my computer every time I attempt to trade Blackberry bullish. Josh says, do you think I can hold all for 2 Rs? Yeah, I do. It's a great breakout with good volume. At this point, you can put your stop above your entry and then just hold. Yeah, man, it could get up there. It looks great. So AMD, nice bounce at that support. Tesla, again, Tesla's a little bit more bullish than bearish. It's not specifically skyrocketing down. And DocuSign, good job, Edgar, for that DocuSign breakout. And again, if you did take Stanley Black & Decker on the breakout, congrats. It was building pressure very nicely for a while, and we'll see if this limit buy comes into fruition maybe in 30 minutes or so. Bomb Dad says, I have 2 Rs on Stanley Black & Decker. Should I hold for more? Yes, try to go for 2.4. Try to go for 2.4 Rs. Intel also moving. Nice gap on Intel. Wow, that is beautiful. That is gorgeous. Dang, who played that one? I love that. Entry there, stop there. That is so nice on Intel. Good job, Kevin, if you played it, man. A thing of real beauty. That is artwork. Keep an eye on fuel cell, Visa on the pullback. Again, if you are still in skills, just increase your stop loss, right? We had a far away stop. It was all the way down here. Just put your stop loss like 26.80 and you'll lose very small if you're in skills. Apple doesn't look like it's going to go down, which is fine. EXTR is crushing. AMD, nice bounce off support. Those are still halted. Tesla, again, does not look bad. It's just going to chop around most of the day, I think. But it'll be a little bit more bullish than bearish in general, but hanging out. Alexis says AMD. Yep, AMD, really good support. I want to go a little bit lower, but I guess I was too overzealous with my entry. That would be an actual R right there. Target is this blue line to blue line. So entry here, resistance there, which is 91.20. Sorry, 89.43. 89.43. WW swing is finally starting to do something, says Ryan. Yep, it's trying. WW started to kind of work, and then we have SPLK. So SPLK, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We're actually up on it because of our entry fill. We did get an okay entry on it. We are battling some moving averages for sure. AYX. Let's see what AYX is doing. AOAX looks good. That still looks pretty okay. Robert says, I bought to close those SPY puts for a 75% capture. Well done, man. Well done. So Robert Falco sold some put sales at 352 yesterday and has already bought those back for a win. Dennis says, would have loved to take in a day trade today, but the broker crashed third time this week. Raphael says, should a buy a put with that credit? Should you buy a put with that credit? That's a good question. I don't know if Robert's going to do that or not. We'll see, but you could. Absolutely could. So Stanley Black & Decker, we have an entry on it. We'll see if we get filled. Fuel cell is pulling back, so we'll keep an eye on it. We will definitely watch fuel cell. Visa, Comcast. Comcast is breaking out. This is going to be an interesting trend too. Wow, very nice gap on Comcast. So we'll see if Comcast pulls back for us. Keep a pretty close eye on this one, but try to pay for that internet bill, you know? So if we play Comcast, I'll keep it on the list. Apple did not break down short, which is fine. That's totally good. That's a good thing, I guess, for those who have Apple. Mike says, GameStop got halted to the downside. Please be careful. I totally agree. I have no position in GameStop, and I don't encourage a lot of people to have any positions in GameStop. Just be very careful. Josh says, I'm at 2 R's on American Airlines short. Should I close it? All right, sorry. Do you think I can hold for my 2 R target? No. I think you're probably going to get 1.4 on that. Stack that wood. Have a good winning day, man. Good job, though, dude. Fantastic. Okay. So again, we still have Stanley Black & Decker open to get filled on a pullback. Fuel cell, we're just watching. Skills, we canceled. Visa on a dip. Comcast is a strong next possibility for a pullback. EXTR, did it hit your target? Oh, it did. Congrats. 889. It hit it. Good job, Josh Goulet. Can't wait to party with you in England, man. Yeah. Awesome, dude. Good trade. Good trade. And again, team, here's the thing to remember, right? It's all about the pattern. It's the pattern. You can repeat this pattern over and over and over again, right? Notice, look at that bear volume, hammer candle, bear volume, inside candle, and check out the gap. Is it a gap and go, ladies and gentlemen? Yes or no? Yes, it is, right? Is a bear candle gapping up above a pivot, clearing multiple days of resistance, and you had a bear candle on a 5-minute chart just break out higher. Very, very pretty. Nice, nice move. So good trade, Josh. Good trade. Mike says, do you have SWK set up for today only? Yep. So this is a day trade, my good friend. This is a day trade, which means if it does not trigger by the end of the day, I will cancel it or I'll cancel it later. So Stanley Black & Decker is a trade for today. If it does not fill today, I'll do another trade on it as a swing trade later. Michael says, when are you going to the UK? I think August sometime. Comcast. Again, we'll see if it pulls back, but it looks nice. I do like the move on Comcast. AMD, that was beautiful. Nice bounce on AMD at that support. AG, First Majestic Silver is back open. GameStop is halted. AMC is halted. Tesla's not halted. Blackberry. I just don't know if I want to go bullish on Blackberry. It's a nice candle though, but it's Blackberry, you know. A Biomed just going to go higher. I don't know why it wouldn't. Adonis says, where at in the UK, Jay? I have no idea, Josh. Where do you live? Dartmouth. There you go. The party will be in Dartmouth, August 2021. C Limited. Again, I don't know why that wouldn't go higher either. And DocuSign looks gorgeous. DocuSign looks good. Visa, chillin'. Joseph says, here comes SWK. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right, team. All kinds of fun stuff happening. All kinds of cool stuff happening. So right now, just being a little on the patient side, waiting it out, waiting it out. So amped. That's so funny. The February $10 puts for GameStop, $10 puts still have 57 cents. Incredible. Incredible. I mean, it's just math, you know. So if GameStonk is above $10 as the time progresses, that will slowly evaporate. Can I sell it or no? I think has it restricted all trading? Let me try to sell some more just to make sure. Liquidation only. I mean, let me just make sure that's correct. I'm just going to try. Nope. Nope, can't do it. Can't trade options. Can't sell them. That's funny. Robert says, and the ones we have are at full margin. Yeah, dude. That they are, but hey, whatever. Reed says the 400 April put is 27 grand. Makes sense. Lunches makes sense. All right. Let's see if there's anything else cool going on out there. Woof. Someone says there's a squeeze on Woof. Not yet. Not yet. There might be eventually, but presently, no squeeze. PetMed Express had a good squeeze, though, last 2 or 3 days. iRobot's having some squeeze. I don't know if Jumia is going to have any or not, but probably not. Tesla, I actually like this gap down to the 20. I think it's cute. Bob says, could move my target fast enough on ABMD. I'm assuming couldn't. What broker do you use, man? You should just be able to click on it and just drag it. Should be easy. Just click and drag higher. Josh says, I super collared my Tesla 1,800, 600, and it's up nicely. Yeah, it is. Good for you, man. What a nice collar. What a nice collar, dude. All right, so Stanley, Black & Decker, here is a retracement. We'll see if it fills, and if it doesn't, I'll just lower the entry. All right, see if there's anything else interesting out there. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, AMC just keeps on going down. They're literally halting it. It's dropping so fast. So many people losing money on it. They're halting it. That's how many people are losing money. Wow. You know, American Airlines actually looks like it could be a potentially interesting long right here. It's still up 13%, but it's also coming down into the moving averages. Interesting. SE and DocuSign. Thomas says, "Oh, there's a smart CEO. What do you do?" Brian says, "Do you see anything on Wolf on the 5-minute chart?" Absolutely nothing. Nope. Converted notes to shares. There you go. Capital raise. Good. Why would you not? I mean, get some. Edward says our WW is coming back to life. I know. Yep. I know. I mean, we almost got stopped out of it, but hey, it could actually work out from here. SPLK, we are still at break even on. Might get stopped out. Nets got stopped out of net, should have exited. First Solar got wicked out of First Solar, should have exited. Pinterest, a little bit of a gap up today. I like the buying pressure. QS, nothing. Allison says waste management up today. I want to buy it lower and didn't go down. My kids' initials are WM. Hey, I get it. Yesterday was the day to buy it there for sure. Yesterday at the 200 simple, if you're buying your kids' initial stocks, that's it. That's the purchase price for sure. Snapchat. I covered Snapchat in a very recent hedging with options class and gave a really good trade setup on it, I think. And yeah, Snapchat pulled down to the 50 and bounced well. Someone says, do we miss SWK by a penny? So far. So far. I'll let that close on a 5-minute chart. And if we do miss it by a penny, I'll drag it down 2 or 3 pennies. 1 penny Newsom, man. I've been on fire, guys. I've been on fire. Automatic data processing. ADP. Nice hammer on a 5-minute chart. So yeah, decent gap. If you're buying a pullback, 170 probably would be where it would go. So again, if you did get filled on skills, you actually are up a little bit, which is awesome. So again, you can increase your stop if anyone played it and just lose extremely small, but you're currently profitable. AMD does look strong. Yeah, it was a really nice buy. I was too conservative with that one just because RSI wasn't. I thought it could just go a little bit lower, but I was a pansy. That's what I'm trying to get at. Absolute pansy. All right, so the 5-minute candle has closed on Smith & Wesson. So what I'm going to do is drag it down by a few pennies. Just because I missed the trade by literally a cent. So I'm just going to drag it down just by a few pennies because, well, I missed it by a penny. So I'm just going to lower it some more. Missed entry by a cent, lowering a few more pennies. So 179.52 is the current entry. And again, team, just remember, we could still lose on this. Updating day trade on SWK. All right, 179.52 by 170. 652. So still a $3 risk on that trade. 52. And that automatically will adjust the stop loss as well in Thinkorswim. Dennis says, why did you lower the entry? Because I missed it by a penny. So I figured if it goes higher, I missed it. And if it goes lower, is it really going to stop at that penny? Right, Dennis? Like, is it really going to just like boink and just literally go one penny lower and then bounce? Or is it going to go a few pennies lower? Does that make sense? So it's like, well, if I miss it by a cent already, I might as well just lower it because it's not going to just stop there on the nose again and bounce. So it'll go a little bit lower. That's at least my thoughts, man. I could be wrong on that, but I've done it a lot. So we'll see if it works. It may or may not. Peter says the bid ask on calls is spread, so don't trade it with options. That is correct. Do not trade this with options. You are right. Don't trade it with options. Okay. Comcast. Just keep an eye on what else is interesting out there. GameStop is at 386. AMC just keeps getting halted. It's hilarious. So awesome. ZNGA. What's ZNGA doing? Zynga. Zynga is chilling. It's actually not a bad buying location, though, if you're trying to buy it. You know, old resistance meets new support. It is here. It's there. Old resistance, new support on Zynga. So if you're looking at buying it, that's the spot. Thomas says, I think Portnoy and Wall Street Bets and AMC going to learn how a stock can consistently limit down. Yep. They need to learn the lesson the hard way, man. Mike says, what do you think of Chewy? I love Chewy. Chewy looks great. Long term, Chewy's awesome. Okay. Brandon says, and serves them right. Easy money until you get burned. Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of easy money, is GAN pulling back? No, not yet. Not yet. That'll be easy money when it does. Activision trying to come back to life a little bit. Workhorse looks interesting. Yeah, Workhorse is man, I think this is breaking. I think this is broken out, guys. As much as I don't really like the business model of Workhorse, can't argue that volume. That's a multi-month distribution phase breakout. So it probably is going to go higher, team. Most likely, Workhorse will go higher. I know it sounds wild, but that's one that could easily get caught up on that like short float list, and then it just starts rampaging, and you know, I don't know, but it's interesting. Ross says sales quarter to quarter is increasing. Let's go pull it up. FinViz. Workhorse. Yeah, well, if you have 0 sales and you sell 5 vehicles, I guess that is a lot, right? So if your sales quarter to quarter is 0 and then you sell 5 units, hooray. Brian says, did I just hear you say pins was like 30% on Etsy sales? Sorry, Jay, did you hear pins was 30% of Etsy sales? Curious if it's true. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I've been telling people that for months, man. That people can just go to Pinterest and see something they like and then directly buy it off of Etsy. Yeah, dude. That's the business model. You know, that's how Pinterest makes money. I'm all about that life. I get it. All right. What else? If there's anything else that I want to day trade, right now it's just a little bit of a waiting game. I actually like this waiting game on AMD because I have option sales on it. And the longer it trades sideways, tick, 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 that theta starts declining. Visa, can we go bullish on Visa? We could. I mean, this is a nice spot. It is. It did have a very good pullback. I'd love it at 199, 198 and a half. But yeah, Visa here, if you're playing it, Lucian, this is about the spot. Michael Lohman wants to look at LI Auto, and LI Auto is out of support. No real gap for a day trade unless you're going to play like this pre-market move because it was down a lot pre-market. So Mr. Lohman, if you're looking at playing LI Auto, I'd say some kind of pullback. Buy a dip, maybe 30, 31, 28, stop loss 30, 38. So almost a $1 risk. If you want to play LI Auto, that's probably how I would. They do have a decent pre-market selling amount that was relatively far down there. So there you go. Smith and what? Stanley Black and Decker again did bounce. So far, we did miss that trade by a penny, and if we do miss it by a penny, we'll just. I mean, I'll just cry in my sleep. You know, we'll just cry. We will all cry together. George, what are you doing playing anything other than AMD? Great bounce off of 88. Lulu had a very nice hammer yesterday. Absolutely. Very nice hammer. So gorgeous hammer. If you're playing Lulu, that hammer is a thing of beauty. And if you're buying it down here because you like Lulu and you want to be in long, makes tons of sense to me. Makes loads of sense. Uday, what's up, bro? Says check out MU. Yeah, nice gap up on MU. Check out that MU bounce from the 50 on the daily. I don't think MU bounced on the 50 off the daily yet. But it is a nice gap. People are definitely getting some trapped on MU. Charlie Murphy, Murphy's Oil. Murphy's Oil, Jay says is pulling back. It is. Murphy Oil is pulling back, is in a interesting little hammer. Nice bull volume, nice interesting candles. We'll see what happens on earnings. I think they're tonight. Speaking of earnings, Amazon, I'm interested to see what Amazon is going to do over earnings. Intel, best gap of the day. Just trapped everyone that sold short yesterday. Wow. What a gap. I mean, what a gap on Intel. Amazing. Matthew says, what's Fuel Cell doing? Just pulling back, man. Just pulling back. We looked at it, see if we were going to trade it long, but obviously we didn't, and it's just still going down. So just keep waiting. Amazon's earnings are next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Lucian says, I'm trying Visa, 199 by 198. I like it. Sounds good, brother. I think the 200 on the daily is 190. Yeah, 198. So I would say if it bounces before, then it doesn't bounce there, then you could try to maybe even go long at 198. If it, like I said, if it kind of hangs out here and it doesn't bounce and you barely miss the entry, the 200 simple on the daily is actually 198. Mike says, I sold SWK. Nice, man. Well, I think you were nice and profitable on it. So well done. We did miss a trade by a penny if you're counting pennies. Leah says, I can't sell my GME puts that I paid for. Yep, we told you that. It's extremely hard to trade options. They'll let you buy them. They'll let you buy them. Falco says you should be able to exit them. You should. You can have a buyer for a seller, dude. All right, because she's trying to sell to close. Leah says, I bought puts yesterday. Nice. Well, you probably want to hold them, honestly, because it can go down a little bit longer, realistically. So they're blocking exiting, they're blocking entry, they're blocking everything. They want the stock to go back down. Look at AMC plummet. What an absolute disaster. Zoom info. Brian says such a fault hammer. I guess it was. I mean, we didn't get triggered in, so it's not that big of a deal. You know? Didn't get triggered in, so yeah, I guess it's cool, but all good, I guess. Other swing trades that we do have open. We got NSPLK. We canceled INO and VRM. VRM is going lower. And then SNOW, which is Edward Snowden. Snowflake. So Snowflake, I'll put on the list for the afternoon swing trading room today. And I'll probably end up adjusting our entries a little bit. Daniel says AMD is back down to 88. All right. Let me go check out this RSI. I mean, it could easily just bounce here and you guys play the dollars. It's so interesting, but I think it's going to go a little bit lower. So I'm just going to kind of keep being as patient as I can. I know I missed I mean, this is an amazing dollar. From 88 to 89, that's a dollar all day. Easy R. But it's just been really, really weak recently. Blackberry falling off a cliff. So good job not getting triggered in bullish off of this hammer. Initially, again, nice, easy R to make in the morning. Easy R. And then, yeah, just kind of crumbling a little bit. Uday says some selling on Fastly. Yep, Fastly is at an obvious, very strong, very easy resistance. It filled the gap, traded right into perfect resistance yesterday, and is getting some selling. I think everyone and their mom knew that was going to happen. Leah says fuel cell, massive selling. Yeah. Fuel cell's getting some selling. It's good. I like some of these names actually get some selling. Robert says SPY is still going higher. Yeah, so SPY is still strong, right? Because there's actually companies out there that do provide value to the world. And SPY is just hanging out. Alexis says, are we in LI? So I'm not in LI, Alexis. Michael Lohman wanted me to do an analysis for him on LI for a day trade. And this is just what I told him. This is what I would do if I was going to take the trade. He was playing it. I'm not in it. If you want to be in it, you're more than welcome to. It did pull back, right? So it's helpful to know not to get in there, but to wait for a pullback, right? Saves you 30 cents. But no, I'm not in it. It's not on my watch list. But if Michael Lohman wanted to play it, best of luck. Speaking of best of luck, if Stanley Black & Decker goes a little bit higher, I will cancel that order. We missed it literally by 1 penny. 1 American cent, which is a tough miss. Very tough miss. Brutus Magutus. And I'll just keep an eye on what else is going to happen out there. Because again, can AMD bounce off of here? Again, absolutely. Right? It's done it once. If you're buying it there again, it's trying to do it a second time. You could be making dollars just playing that channel. I'm just waiting because I'm already in AMD. That's why I'm not aggressively playing it right now. I already have plenty of positions in it. Plenty of positions. So I don't mind just sitting back, waiting, letting it do its thing. Craig Levine says, one penny Newsome. Dude, I'm here to stay. So yeah, Leah, if you got some puts, I'd probably hold them on GameStop because it's about to get ugly. It's about to get a little ugly in here. Tesla, nice, nice. Type in a 4 if you're playing Tesla bullish. Yeah, all right. Wow, a lot of 4s. Dan, Craig, Simon, Tab, Donna. Geez. Good job, guys. Leah says, I'm in calls for Tesla for a day trade. Doesn't it feel good, Leah, to be in something that you can actually trade in and out of? Doesn't it feel good to be in a stock that you can sell your position that you're in? Simon says, thanks for the analysis, Jeremy. You're welcome, man. Did it help? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Glad it helps. Ross says, I need to start looking at the weeklies on Tesla for my day trades. Yeah, beautiful. Again, I am in Tesla, so I'm not missing out on any of the move. I bought some last night on the dip and cool deal. Brian says, does anyone like a firm under 100 for a long play? I don't know. I like it at 90. Man, Stanley Black & Decker. How did we do that? How did one penny Newsome show up to the party? One penny Newsome. Someone hand him a beer. He's partying too hard. Take him off the bourbon train. He's partying too hard, guys. So SWK, we missed it by a penny. It made a new high per my plan. I have to cancel the trade now. And again, you can see right here, it didn't go lower right here. It stayed in that area. Right. So it didn't go lower anyway. So it wouldn't have triggered. So I've canceled the order on Stanley Black & Decker. And if I don't take a trade today, I guess I can live with that as well. I mean, we still have plenty of time together. By the way, do you guys want to throw out, type in a 2 if you're having fun day trading with us as a team. This is helpful for just your mind, your analysis, the calmness. It gives you perspective. Because again, sometimes for me, just getting perspective from someone else is like, oh, okay, cool. That's what I should be looking at. Right. And I was like, Tesla, don't be shorting it. Be long. Don't look for a short. Be long. I mean, it helped people. Patrick says, even if I don't take trades, I love hearing what everyone's doing. Exactly. Exactly. Being around motivated, positive, excited people, especially when they're making money, is just so fun. Matthew says, newbie here, first attempt at a day trade on SWK. That's awesome, man. Good job, bro. Good job. That's beautiful to set up a trade and not get triggered in. It allows your heart to beat. It allows you to get excited, but nothing happened, you know? That's good, man. From a newbie day trader, it's good to just practice just setting up orders and seeing how it flows, you know? Cliff says, I love seeing your beard. Thanks, man. Beyond Meat. So Beyond Meat is going lower, working on filling that retest gap a little bit more. Pretty shocking thing. I don't think that's a trap. I think Beyond Meat can go lower. Yeah. I'll put it on the list. Let's see if we can watch it and see if we can make some money on the downside. DocuSign's hanging out. Someone says Microsoft is killing it. Yeah. Wow. Microsoft bounced off the high of the day twice. So this blue line is the high of 2 days ago. Support, 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 support. Wow. That's amazing. That is cool. So again, we did cancel Stanley Black & Decker. I've canceled that order. An order is canceled. It is out of my bronca. All right. So Visa. I think you're in V-Solution. I think you're up 36 cents. Apple's trading sideways. Donna says, I sold my shares of Amwell yesterday. Do you think 32.41 is a good re-entry price? I do. I do indeed. By the way, you guys happy to follow the plan on Amwell? How good did that feel? How good did that feel to buy low, sell high? John V says, are you doing anything with the Amazon calls? You're not going to like my answer, but no, I'm still waiting, my man. Earnings are next week. So maybe Friday or Monday, depending on what Amazon does, I might sell some calls against the calls that I own. We still have almost 2 full months for Amazon to go higher, although I don't think it's going to go to 4,000. If Amazon gaps up on earnings, that's all we would need, I think. But what I can say, John, same thing I said before, is if we can turn a profit on those calls between now and actual earnings. So if it goes up to 34 or 3,500, we should be profitable. I would just sell them for a gain and then not hold over earnings. All right, take the guarantee to win, then the maybe. Pablo says, if it gaps up, it'll fade like Netflix. Most likely. Very weird that Netflix retested this gap, wouldn't you guys say? That's a pretty surprising phenomenon. Why would it do that? That's such a weird thing. Man, gap up into all-time highs and then fade down? What? All right, so AMD is still hanging out that 88 level. We canceled Stanley Black & Decker. I'm trying to see if I can trade anything else. GME is still going lower. It's at 274. Chris says, are you thinking of selling the 4,200 calls? Yes. That'll be the calls I sell if I sell any. So again, GameStop just got halted. People are about to find out that stocks like that can limit down. I'm surprised that you were able to buy puts on that, Leah. I mean, I'm obviously glad that you were, but it's going to get a little scary for some people. Yeah, the bid-ask spread, the options, everything is really crazy on those. Justin says, noob here. What about Snow? I like Snow, man. We've been watching it. We just talked about it a few minutes ago. We have a swing trade set up on it right now, an official swing trade to get in above this candle if it breaks out. No real day trade on it. It's in a little bit of a downtrend. If you're playing it, it's probably better to play it short on a day trade, but I will adjust it from a swing level, most likely to get in if it breaks out above like 289, 287, something like that. For a day trade, I wouldn't worry about it. There's nothing excitingly special on it presently, but from a swing trade perspective, if it breaks out of that pattern, it could be really interesting. Josh says, Jer, I'm in AG short. Would you take a partial at the low of the day or just take all? I would take partials. and try to trail your stop down because it's probably going to go a little bit lower, dude. AG is up 25%. You're probably going to have some halts on it. I could see that one going lower. Yeah, so just take partials and trail it down. Yeah, the spread on the GME options are really wild. They're really, really wild. Okay. Boy, oh boy, what's going on out there that's interesting? GameStop went from 480 to 260 in 10 minutes. Sure. Of course. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's the other part. Like that you can't really participate. Even if you bought puts, you can't sell them. It's a weirdest day. Woo, Tesla, let's go, baby. Fill that gap. By the way, Craig, how do you feel about those call sales, man? They were nice and profitable at open. Implied volatility really getting drained out of Tesla. Cash flow is king, dude. Daniel says, my wife and I have seen enough of the free week. We just signed up for the room and day trading bundle to the moon. That's awesome. Hey, thanks, man. Well, I'm very happy to have you part of the team and the family and the community. I appreciate it, Daniel. It is Thursday, so there's one day left. There's one day left of the free week, but welcome, dude. You're going to have a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Peter says, what about Tilray? If you're playing Tilray, Peter, here's how I would swing trade it. Playing this hammer. Entry here at the hammer, stop below the hammer. That's how I would do it. So that's what I would do, Peter. If you're playing, I would swing trade it on a day trade level. I'd probably wait. It's a little choppy. J-Man is crushing Murphy's Oil. He's going to be watching MUR, and he's going to be playing it bullish. Go get it, Jay. Go get it. Daniel says, we are pumped. Yeah, man, it's going to be awesome. Daniel says, it was my wife's idea. Well, obviously, your wife is smarter than you are. But hey, why would she not be? It makes sense. Your wife is supposed to be smarter than you, you know? I love it. Alexa says, you know, dude, I know. I know. That's awesome. Well, very cool. By the way, does anybody else want to join Daniel and his wife? Does anyone have any questions about joining? I'm happy to pause here for just a moment because we don't have a lot going on. I mean, we canceled this trade, keep missing it by pennies. Comcast, I missed it by a penny. Does anyone have questions about joining? Does anyone have any thoughts? Any reservations? What are your main reservations? Let's talk about that for just a moment. What are your main reservations? If you're like, no, I don't want to. Adam says, I'm going to join after tomorrow. All right, right on, dude. Justin says, pretty sure I'm doing this even though I have a stupid job. Hey, dude, that's a good thing, man. Have a job, pay off debt, stack paper. You know, that's okay. Zach said, Wendy and I just joined the afternoon room. I love it. Adonis says, I'll be joining. Is it Jeremy at reallifetrading.com? Yes, sir. You spelled it correctly. Yep. Jim says, I've been a member of RLT for almost 3 years. I wish I would have joined years earlier. My man. Cliff says, I'll be joining. Beautiful, Cliff. Patrick says, by joining, I chose to no longer have a stupid job. That's right, guys. Give it up for Patrick Sullivan, by the way. Just became a full-time trader recently and quit his job to trade full-time like a boss. How awesome is that? R. Lyle says, I knew the free week was coming up and joined the week before. That's all good, man. It's all good. If it makes you feel any better, I'm paying a lot of money for this week. So, you know, it's all good. Patrick says, if I can do it, anyone can do it. That's a true statement, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, if Patrick Sullivan can do it, okay, you guys are fine. You guys are fine. Oh, man. Patrick is a really, really informed investor. He's been putting in time, energy, and work. He had some bumps in the road. We all do. We all have bumps in the road to the journey, but it's about freedom of time, freedom of experience. You know? Pedro says, my wife doesn't let me. Make more money and she'll let you, Pedro. It's going to come down to security, man. It's going to come down to security. People in life, both men and women, we need security. We need something that's a guarantee, a certainty. It's a human need. It's a very natural, very normal, absolutely okay thing to have. Carolyn says, I'm so thrilled that I joined our real life trading for the positivity of this community in a negative world. Making money isn't a bad thing either. Such fun. Jeremy has started a movement to succeed, help others, and better our own lives. Yes, ma'am. Carolyn Bailey. That's it. That is it, Rockstar. Mike Teague says, I'll be joining. Think I'll be starting with just the swing trading room and scaling into day trading as I gain more experience. Oh yeah, man. That's perfectly fine. That's totally reasonable. There's a lot of people that do that. The swing trading room is really good. It is. Like, we talk about trades, we talk about investments, we talk about individual setups, we discuss all those things, but then we'll also talk about day trades as well. So yeah, swings, perfectly fine. Alexis says, is that the 5 p.m. room? Yep, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern every day. Lasede says, this is an amazing team. I'm Lasede from Botswana, Africa. My trading has improved daily. I like your YouTube videos. Thanks, Rockstar. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for taking time to write that in the message pane and chat pane. I really appreciate it. Craig says, I like to just listen to the day trade room. I know Craig doesn't even day trade. It's just being here is, I don't know. If you guys like stocks, who doesn't like stocks? I mean, you're here. Like, who doesn't like trading? You know, you might as well just sit around and just listen to people who like doing this stuff. It's entertaining. It's fun. It is fun. Naked group. What's Genius doing? GNUS is up. There we go. This is a market. This is it. Mike says, your videos are the best of any teaching methods. Oh, thanks, man. Matthew says, I'll be joining. I love the journey. I like that it's a month-to-month commitment. It is. Yeah, it's month-to-month, man. Because, I mean, true story, like if you let's say you want to take a break for 2 months, go study, and then come back. I mean, it's whatever you guys want to do. I am very focused on high-end customer service. So if that makes you guys feel any better, check out our Better Business Bureau rating. Check out our reviews. We have extremely high customer service. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back, guys. I'm not in this for the money. I love money. Money is amazing. It's one of the coolest things in the world. If you hate it, I'll give you your money back and I'll go donate it to someone else. Like, it's okay. It does not stress me out. Money is a very flowy thing. It is perfectly all right. So Edward says, I just committed to the yearly swing trading room, guys. Sign up. Edward, come on, big man. Let's get it. Cindy says, you guys are better than Chewy. And Chewy has good customer service. Allison says, basically you get 2 free months if you do a year. Yes. Yes. Leland says, I would do a lifetime membership. You guys are so awesome. You guys are so awesome. Frederick says, is this the moment for some special great offers? I guess. I mean, we do have the annual subscription. So if you, well, not annual subscription, it's a one-time payment. So if you buy the annual, as Allison said, you save some months on the subscription. Annual subscription includes Money Grows on Trees ebook. There's always that. But yeah, if you guys want to pop in, let's do it. Edward says 3 to 5 year subscriptions would be lit. Never thought about that. I didn't think people would even want to do that. Matthew says, I like your attitude about money. Coming from a fruit salesman with very little to nowhere, you are inspirational. Thanks, man. Yeah. I appreciate it. Oh, you guys are the best. You guys are the best. Stephanie, I cannot wait to chat with you on Monday, by the way. I'm excited for this. I'm excited. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be really, really cool. Patrick says, I sold the long puts on my Amwell collar. Should I wait to buy them back, and at what price? Awesome job, man. Yeah, if you buy them back, I'd say just buy back on a pullback. So let's say we get a pullback tomorrow, the next day, like to 37, you could probably buy some more. Snag some more on a little bit of a pullback there and get ready to rock and roll. GameStop, here she comes, 196. Here she comes to save the day. It's dropping. It's dropping. So again, it is at 176. Now, I mean, it could easily come down to 60, 100, 80, anywhere in there is totally normal. Could go to 0. It's possible, but it'll take some time. Terry says artificially dropping due to not allowing to trade GME, right? Correct. Well, that and everyone's selling it. You know, everybody wants to get out. They made their money and everyone's trying to sell out. It's just very natural. Very normal. All right. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I really want to trade. Looks like today's just a discussion chat kind of day. For those of you who are still here, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.